In the heart of Gaza City, tucked between gray apartment blocks and busy streets, stands the Holy Family Parish, the only Catholic church in the entire Gaza Strip. Before the war, it was peaceful. The courtyard filled with children from the parish school. The Sisters of the Rosary taught lessons under the olive trees, and on Sundays the church bells rose above the traffic and dust. Inside stood a simple statue, Our Lady of Palestine, the Virgin Mary crowned as patroness of the Holy Land. For generations, the Catholics of Gaza had turned to her for protection through every wave of conflict. And for decades, the church had endured. But then, something unimaginable happened. On October 7th, armed militants from Hamas and allied groups crossed out of Gaza and into southern Israel. What followed was an explosion of unimaginable violence. Terrorists stormed border towns, firing into homes, setting houses on fire and killing civilians as they fled. Families were slaughtered, concert goers were gunned down in open fields. Entire communities were wiped out in a matter of hours. More than 1,000 men, women, and children were murdered that day, and hundreds more, Israelis and foreigners alike, were taken hostage. Israel declared war. Within hours, airstrikes rained down across Gaza. What had been a city of markets and schools became a landscape of rubble and smoke. The Israeli army ordered civilians in northern Gaza to evacuate south toward Rafah. More than 1 million people tried to move at once. But in the middle of Gaza City, Holy Family Parish stayed. Its pastor, Father Gabriel Romanelli, an Argentine missionary, contacted the Latin Patriarchate of Jerusalem for guidance. The order was to remain in place, a beacon of hope and faith amidst destruction and isolation. The church would remain, to pray, to serve, and if necessary, to die with its people. Around 600 men, women, and children took refuge inside the compound, the last Catholics left in Gaza. The parish had prepared for emergencies, solar panels, a water tank, and a generator on the roof. They rationed everything, food, fuel, water. But as the weeks dragged on, shrapnel punctured the tank, solar panels shattered, and the generator ran dry. Humanitarian convoys rarely reached them. The community survived on handfuls of rice, lentils, and powdered milk, and on faith. They prayed for a miracle. Every night they prayed the Rosary by candlelight, as explosions shook the walls. In a message to Rome, Father Gabriel wrote, "We have nothing left but prayer." In August 2024, with Gaza still burning, Father Gabriel led a Marian procession through the courtyard. He carried a statue of the Virgin Mary while people followed, singing Ave Maria in Arabic. Shells thundered in the distance, but inside those walls there was calm. The air itself changed, Father Gabriel later said. It was peace. From that day on, the parish prayed the Rosary together every night for safety and peace. What happened next was odd, to say the least. Around the same time, news stories began to circulate in Gaza. Reports that Muslims were having dreams of Jesus and Mary. Some said they saw a woman bathed in light who spoke a single word, peace. For the parish community, they were a sign that the Virgin had not abandoned Gaza. But months later, tragedy returned. Sniper fire struck the church courtyard. A mother and daughter, both parishioners, were killed while fetching water. Devastated, the community buried them beside the church wall, the same wall once decorated with flowers for feast days. Their deaths broke the community's heart, but worse was still to come. In July of 2025, an Israeli airstrike accidentally hit the parish compound. The IDF later apologized, saying a missile had gone off course, but it was too late. 3 people were killed. Several others were wounded, including Father Gabriel himself, struck in the leg by debris. Windows shattered, walls cracked, and yet the parish carried on. "We forgive," the priest said later. "We pray for everyone, the living and the dead." In the evenings, as dust settled over the courtyard, they lit candles before the statue of Our Lady of Palestine and began their Rosary again, praying for peace and for the release of the hostages held since October 7th. And then, something changed. On October 13th, 2025, exactly 10 days before the Feast of Our Lady of Palestine, the world heard the unexpected news. President Trump announced that the remaining hostages were being freed. After a year of violence, there was hope and peace. For the people of the Holy Family Parish, the timing meant everything. They believed their prayers and their suffering had been answered. Their patroness had delivered a gift ahead of time, the gift of freedom and the first fragile breath of peace. Today, the parish still stands, damaged but alive. Its people still gather, still pray, still trust the Virgin Mary they call Our Lady of Palestine. But it leaves a question no one can fully answer. What is the greater miracle? The survival of this tiny outpost, the last church of Gaza? Or the intercession of Mary herself, who, 10 days before her feast, seemed to end the war she had been prayed to stop? What do you think? Leave your thoughts in the comments. If you like this video, please hit the like button. And if you want to hear more stories like this, please subscribe. And pray for peace.